Hi everyone, I want to show you in this video how to make this little bag. Very easy. Now this bag really is simple. There's not much to it. It's just a granny square bag that I used, and sorry, we're watching the cat trying to steal the cookies because he's trying to steal Chloe's cookies. Naughty boy, Jazzy.
He's licking it.
Oh, he's going to steal the cookies.
Hey, those are not for you, mister. Yeah.
Anyway, sorry about this. Is very easy, granny square bag, and I did show you how to make this little, gosh, I don't even know what it's called, but you can use it, and you just tie it through the back here, bring it through here. You can use it as a bow, or you can leave it long, whichever you like. I kind of like it like this, and then you can, it's fairly long. If you don't want yours this long, make your strap not as long as I did. You can make it shorter. If I remember, I'll tell you how long mine is so that you can get an idea, but then it's also going to depend on your length. So, having said that, that's basically it. Oh, I actually kind of made it with Christmas in mind so that you can use it as a gift, or if you want to wear it for Christmas. It's not lined, so you're not going to be able to put real small things in it unless you line yours. But I just put things in Ziploc bags if I really want to. But yeah, that's basically it. I think I've covered everything. So yeah, I hope to see you make it, and yeah, let's get started. Alright, so to start this video, we are going to be I'm using the sugar and cream. You could really use anything, it doesn't really matter, because it depends on you how big you want your little bag to be. So I'm using the sugar and cream. I know you get different makes of this, and this is a 4-ply. They say to use a 6mm crochet hook, but I'm actually using a 5 because I want mine to be a little bit tighter. I want it more tight than loose. And I'm using these Christmas colors because this is going to be, could be a Christmas gift or something, but this is specially made for Christmas. So, but you can use it throughout the year too, unless you only use red and green and white for Christmas. Up to you. Anyway, so this is the green I'm using, and I'm using red, and then I'm using white, and the white is on this big skein. So that's basically it. So let's get started. Okay, so to start this video, we're going to chain 4 stitches, 4, and then you're going to slip stitch into your first stitch. Now we're just doing a granny square here, so it's really pretty simple. Now you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and then single crochet into your ring, and then you're going to do another single crochet, and then you're going to chain 2. You're going to do 2 chain, and then you're going to do another set of 3. That first 3 chain stands for double crochet. So now we're going to do another set of 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to chain 2, and you're going to do another set. We want 4 of these sets. That's 1, and then you're going to chain 2 and do 1 more set so that we have 4. So chain, double crochet 1, double crochet 3, and chain 2. And then you're going to slip stitch into the top of your 3rd chain. 1, 2, 3. So that was 1, 2, 3. And we're going to just do a slip stitch in there. Okay, and that's given you your beginning little square. Now I'm going to actually change my colors. So I'll change my colors. So I'm going to cut this off and introduce the new color. Okay, so now I'm actually going to totally take my yarn, finish it off here. So I'm going to bring my yarn through, and then we're going to start. Now to start your next row, you can start in any one of these corners. So I'm going to just start in any one, and I'm actually going to just put my stitch on my needle hook like that, and then I'm going to start in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do 3 chain. So I'm just going to slip stitch there and then do 3 chain. So this is all that we're going to be doing, is your basic granny square, and you can play with your colors. Let me just go a bit back. You can play with your colors in whichever way you like. If you want to do yours differently, that's great. So you started with a 3 chain, which stands for your first double crochet, and then do 2 double crochets, and then you're going to do 2 chain in between, and you're going to do the same thing for every corner. 3 double crochets with 2 chain in between them. So there's my corner, and that's what makes your corner. 3 double crochets, 2 chain, 3 double crochets. And now I'm going to just do 1 single crochet, 1 chain, sorry, 1 chain between all of my double crochets. So now I do the same thing for this one, for the corner. 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 3 double crochets with 2 chain in between. 1. If you're not sure how to do this granny square, I am going fairly quickly because I do have a video up on how to do your granny square, so I don't want to labor this too long. And then we're going to do 1 in between. Some granny squares are different in the sense that some might have 3 in between here and 2 chain here. I don't really know if there's a set law on how many you are supposed to have, but for this one we have 2 in between with our corners and 1 in between all the rest, so that's not too hard. Okay, so this is making my corners. Now we just have 1 in between our corners here, so we do another 3. So you got your 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and you can see we've got our 4 little corners going here. Now in our next row is where we have to, I'll show you, let me not jump ahead of myself. So 1, 2, 3, chain 2 and another 3, whoops, another 3, and then you've got to decide if you're wanting to change your color again. If we do 1 color per row, so now just 1 chain in between, and then you're just going to slip stitch in the top of this one, the top of your chain that you had made. So there we've got our little square. Now it's a matter of preference if you are wanting to change color again. I think I probably will do it like your typical granny square. I'm going to show you, if you don't want to cut off your yarn and do another row, you're always having to start your granny square off in your corners. You don't start it off here. So if you're wanting to get to this point and you don't want to finish your yarn, just slip stitch. Just slip stitch into this one. You slip stitch your way across. Slip stitch into the next stitch and slip stitch into the space. And now you have arrived here. And all you did was slip stitch and you can't even see it. So that's the one way to get here if you're wanting to without cutting off your yarn. But I am going to change my color now. So now we're going in for row number 3. So I'm going to just put my stitch on my hook, and once again you can start in any corner. I'm kind of varying mine because I'm going to have to sew all these threads in. I don't really want to sew them all in the same place. Now we're going to start in one of these corners again. So just slip stitch through there, then you do your 3 chain, 1, 2, 3, and you do your same thing for your corner here, which is 3 double crochets. Remember, your first one is a double crochet, 2 chain and 3 double crochets. Okay, so this is number 3 now. So we did our 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Now you're going to chain 1 because you want 1 chain in between all of your little clusters. And now this isn't a corner, so in this one you're just going to do your 3 double crochets, 1, and then chain 1 again. And that's going to, you're going to do this for all of those in between that are not corners. Double crochet 3, chain 1. And now we're going to go back into our corner, and you know how to do your corner, so that's not too hard. Okay, so this is number 2 of my corner and 3 of the corner. Now we're going to do chain 1 and once again you're going to do your 3 double crochets in this plain one. So you're going to do this all the way around, your 3 double crochets there with 1 chain in between, and then you're going to do your corner again. So do that all the way around, and you can see there you've done your corner with 1 set here, another corner, 1 set there, and you're going to do that all the way around. Okay, so now I'm going to change colors again, but what I've decided is I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch across before I actually change anything. And I'm going to just go here, and I'm just going to bring my new color in. I don't want to keep starting like I started over here. I don't like that, so this way is going to be better. And I'm going to cut my yarn off, and then this way I can also, let me show you, bring my new yarn in. Now this way, whoops, I'm going to do 3 chain, 1, 2, 3 for my first double crochet. Now bring these yarns to the left, and we're going to work over them, so they're going to sit over here, and I'm going to just work over them, so that helps in the sewing process. So now you don't actually have to sew them in. I know myself, and I probably will, but you don't actually have to, because look here, you kind of sewing it in here in the back. You're just crocheting right over them, so that's better. It's going to be a lot easier, and as I say, you don't really have to sew them in. I probably will just turn them the other way and sew them in, but now you can only go this far. If I could have gone further, I would have done it here, but you can't, because else you're going to carry it in the back, which I don't want to do. So now you do 1 chain. Now you can see on this row we've got 2 sets to do, so that's not a problem. You do your 3, 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and then remember 1 chain in between, and then another set, 3 double crochets, and this is all that you're going to do. So I'm going to show you this last part, and then we're going to work. You can do it by yourself. 1 chain, and then you got your corner. You just got 1, 2, 3 with 2 chain in between, and another 3 double crochets in there. So that's all that you're going to do, and you can see there's your corner. So you got 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, chain 1, and then your 3 double crochets in there, chain 1, 3 double crochets there, chain 1. So you got chain 1 in between all of your little clusters, except for in your corner where you have chain 2, and do that all the way around. As I say, you can play with your colors as you like. Do that until you've got it to the size that you want it. Just keep going around like that until it's as big as you want it. And I will tell you in the directions or on my blog with a pattern as to how many rows I did in which colors. So go ahead and do that. I'm going to do mine, and then I'll meet you back here for you. You've come to the end of all your rows. This is the second row, because I did 1 in white, 1 red, 1 white, 2 red and 2 whites. So I've done my end of my second row. Just turn it around as if you were going to keep going with your granny square, and we're just going to make a little bit of a topping here. So what we're going to do is you're going to chain 3, because it's got to be a double crochet for the first gap, and I'll show you now. So you do that stands as your double crochet, then you're going to do a treble, 1 treble, and then another double crochet, and it's all in the same space. So each one of these spaces are going to have a double crochet, a treble and a double crochet, and then you're going to do a single crochet into, it doesn't really matter which one of these you go into. If you can go into the middle one, that's great. So I'll do the single crochet there, and then you're going to do the same thing over here, double crochet, treble in the same space, and a double crochet in the same space. Okay, and then you're going to do a single crochet in here, and then you're going to do the same thing in the next space, a double crochet, a treble, and a double crochet, and then a single crochet into the middle of your 3 double crochets that you had made. And that's just going to give us a little bit of a topping at the top, and you're just going to do that on this row. So keep doing that till you get to the end here, and I'll meet you back here. Right, so we in this last little space, and I'm doing my last double crochet, and then don't forget you got to still do your single crochet in this one, and then we're going to finish off in the last corner. Same thing, double crochet, treble, and a double crochet, and that will complete this top little, and then you can take that off, and that's just given us, let's see if I can take you, whoops, further back, and that's just given us a little topping on our bag at the top there. So now what we're going to do is you need to make another one same size, same amount of rows. If you want to change yours, I'm actually going to change mine and reverse this, do the red where I did the white. I'm going to reverse mine, and that will be reversed over there too. And then we're going to do a green border to join our bag. So hang in there, finish that, do another one of these, and I will meet you back. Okay, so to do this band, this is what I did for my second one. I did the white at the top, and I simply reversed these colors. So where I did a white there, I did a red. Instead of the red, I did white. So I totally reversed it, and it just gives it that slightly different look. But now to do our band, which we're going to do with these, just chain, you're going to chain 5 stitches and then 3 to stand as your 1 double crochet. So that's 8 stitches that you crochet. And then you're going to skip the first 3. Okay, so you're going to chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, chain 8. And then skip the first 3, 1, 2, 3, and go into your 4th chain, and you're going to double crochet, and then that one is standing as 1. So I've got 1, 2, and I should have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. So we're going to make, that's how wide we're going to make this at the bottom. When you see what I'm doing, you can decide if you want to keep yours that wide or if you want yours a bit smaller. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we've got it. Okay, so when you get to, you've got your 6 double crochets on, and you're going to turn around. What you do is you just do 2 chain, and turn around, and you're going to go into the very first chain. First stitch, and you're just going to do this the whole way. You're going to do 6 of these across, well actually 5, because your first 2 count as 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and into your last one, that gives you 6. So the traditional way would be to do 3 on the end because you're doing double crochet, but we're not. We're just doing 2, and then we're going into the very first stitch, and then you do the rest, and that's going to give you the band that I'm wanting you to have. Alright, so I'm going to start sewing this on. I haven't finished making the band because I'm not sure if it's long enough. So what I'm going to do is take your 2 pieces and put them right sides together. That's my right side and that's my right side, and I'm putting them together, and I want to start my band at the bottom. Now I could have made it easier by starting the band up here, but I didn't really want the join to be over here. I prefer my join being at the bottom, so I'm going to do it a little bit. It's not too much harder, it's just not quite as convenient, to put it that way. Anyway, so I've threaded my needle, and I'm just going to make a knot at the end of my yarn, and all I do is I just do this, wrap it around, and then just roll it under and make a knot. But however you do a knot is great. I'm actually going to make 2, so you just take it like that and roll this. Roll that with your fingers. Just roll it like that, and then I do that. So now I've got 2 knots. I'm going to cut this little piece off. But however you make a knot, you don't even have to, you can double stitch. But I just want to give you an idea. Now it doesn't really matter with your band because your band is done back and forth, so either way is going to, there's no right or wrong side on here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go in the middle, which I know is over here. I'm just going to sew it on. Now I'm just going to look for a spot where my knot will stay, and this is going to stay there. I've made a long thread. Okay, see, my knot is staying there. If you don't want to put a knot, see if I can get you close. I'm trying to do it both ways so you can see far end here. So if you don't want a knot, you just double stitch. So you put your, make a stitch and then you just go over it again like that. And you don't really have to have a knot. I just do it, I like to be safer. Anyway, so now I'm going to take this. And all I'm going to do is simple sewing. I mean, I'm just going to take a stitch from there and a stitch from here and bring it through. Now it's kind of hard to know which color, because either color is going to show through somewhere, because I've got 3 different colors. So I thought, well, I'll just go with the white because it's more neutral. And yeah, just really sew it on. There's no real set way to sew it. I'm just sewing it kind of evenly, so you're not stretching your band out and I'm not stretching this out. So it's kind of just sitting like that. And that's all you do. If you want to go through 2 stitches or 1, however you sew. I'm going to sew this here, and then we've got to sew it on the other side too. So I just wanted to give you an idea of how to do it. And then when you come here, you're going to have to just keep doing the same thing. Just turn this around like that. And then when you do it on the other side, we'll do the same thing. So I'll keep sewing a little bit, and I'll meet you back again. Okay, so I've come to the end of this part. I did the half and I went around, and you can see how it's standing now. It'll be like that. And your decision, if you want to sew this little baby on there, you can. I'm thinking I'm going to leave it, so it's kind of its own little thing. If I don't like it when I'm done with the strap, I'll come back and sew it on with this. But I'm thinking I'm going to leave it. Now we're going to have to end off here because I've got to come that side, and let me show you. So all I'm going to do is just go over this twice, and yeah, just go through my stitches, go through there and there, and finish that off, and then I'm going to cut it off. Now we can either do all of this part, or I can start attaching it to the other side, and I'm thinking I'm going to attach it to this side. So that's saying that I think I'm going to go with red, because red is on this side. So let me grab some red. Okay, now you want these to be perfectly even, so I'm going to flip this over, and I can see that being there, this, because you want these to be even. So now with this lot, I'm going to start, I think I'm going to turn it around this way, because I like to have, I'm going to sew it from this side with the red. So make sure that it's in the exact spot. This is, count these little things, 1, 2 of those, 1, 2 of these, and I started basically here. Okay, so wherever you started, do the same thing, and you're going to go right in here, and we're going to do the same thing all the way across until you get to the top of your bag again, and I will meet you back there. Okay, so I've made my strap the length that I want it to be. So now we've got to, what we're going to do is make sure that this is all lying this way. So go all the way across with it that way, else your strap is going to be skew, and you don't, I mean the wrong way. And you're going to do that. So now it's all lying the right way. We're going to pick up over here. So I'm going to, what I'll do is I'll use the green to sew these 2 up, and then you're going to just do the same thing as you did on that side. Sew all of this around up to there, and then you should be good. Okay, so this is one little aspect that you can do, but you don't have to do. I'm just trying to doll mine up a little bit. So with your bag, the right side, you take your, I'm going to make like a white ribbing, not ribbing, this, basically this stitch that I did here, I want to do it over here and over here. And it's up to you if you want to do it both sides, just one side, or if you don't even want to do it. But this is how you do it. You just come into one of these spots and bring your color through just with a slip stitch. I'm going to do the same stitch that we did there, a double crochet, then a treble, all in the same spot, and then a double in the same spot, then a single crochet in one of these. Now I can't tell you specifically, you're going to try and spread it out a bit. We're probably going to be going into each one of these of our double crochets, you know, so you go in the next space, double crochet, see how it works for you, a treble in the same spot, but I'm thinking that that's probably going to work, and then a double crochet in the same spot, and then, as I say, in the next kind of spot there you do your single crochet, and it's just going to give you this little bit of a frilly edge, you know. And then if you want to sew those together you can, you don't have to. It's just another little thing that you can do, and yeah, so that's basically it. I haven't completed it, so I'm going to see what it looks like when I actually show you what the bag looks like. It might be on, it might not. If I liked it, it's going to be on. If I don't, then it won't. And as I say, just find little spots, but you kind of want to have them sort of evenly spread out. And you can do that, and then your bag is done. So I'm glad that you joined me for this video. I hope that you've come right and that you've enjoyed this, and I hope to see you in my next one. Thanks. Bye.